Everyone tells you AI is for writing boilerplate. They're wrong. If you're using an AI assistant just to generate snippets, you're not leveling up. You're just automating your way into a maintenance nightmare. The real gap between a junior and a senior dev isn't how fast they type. It's how they architect a system to survive a million users. I've spent years in the trenches of enterprise software. I've seen AI-generated projects collapse under their own weight because the dev focused on the lines of code, not the boundaries of the system. Today, we're putting AI to the ultimate test. Can these tools actually architect a scalable system? Or are they just glorified autocomplete? I'm going to show you how to move beyond the snippet. We'll dive into the architectural failures of LLMs and the exact framework you need to use AI as a system design partner, not a code monkey. By the end of this video, you'll know how to use tools like Cursor and Copilot to build systems that actually scale. Let's get into it. Most developers treat AI like a glorified Google search. You prompt for a function. It looks clean, you paste it, it works, you feel like a god. But here is the trap. You aren't actually building a system. You're stitching together a Frankenstein's monster of isolated snippets. See, the AI doesn't care about your database constraints. It doesn't know your scaling bottlenecks. It doesn't understand why you chose a microservices approach over a monolith. It just knows the most likely next token. This is what I call snippet-driven development. It's a dangerous game. You're optimizing for the line, not the life cycle. 6 months from now, you'll be staring at a codebase that works but is impossible to maintain. You've essentially used a Ferrari to drive to the mailbox. You're creating technical debt at 10 times the speed of a human developer. If you're a senior engineer, you know the truth. Writing the code is the easy part. The hard part is the architecture. If you're only using Cursor or Copilot to save 5 minutes of typing, you're not leveraging AI. You're just automating your own obsolescence. Here is the fundamental shift you need to make. Stop treating AI like a fancy Google search for syntax. Stop using it as a snippet generator. If you use AI to write a single function or a regex pattern, you aren't leveraging the tool. You're just automating the boring parts. Senior engineers don't get paid to write syntax. They get paid to manage complexity. To actually level up, you have to move from snippet mode to architect mode. Let's talk about the snippet trap. Most devs ask AI for a specific feature. Write me a Stripe integration. Build a pagination component. The AI gives you code that works in isolation. You paste it in. It passes the tests. But here's the problem. It doesn't know your design patterns. It doesn't know your state management strategy. It doesn't know that you're trying to avoid a specific dependency. You end up with a Frankenstein codebase, a collection of perfectly working snippets that don't actually belong together. That is how technical debt is born in 2026. So how do you use AI the senior way? You use it for trade-off analysis. Instead of asking, how do I do X? Ask, given my current system constraints, what are the pros and cons of approach A versus approach B? This is where tools like Cursor or GitHub Copilot become lethal. Not because they can write a loop, but because they can index your entire code base. When the AI understands the context of your entire repo, you can stop prompting for code and start prompting for architecture. Try this. I need to implement a real-time notification system. Based on our existing Redis implementation and our current API gateway, where is the most scalable place to handle the socket connections to minimize latency? See the difference? You aren't asking for a snippet, you're asking for a strategic decision. You're using the LLM to stress test your logic. When the AI suggests a path, don't just accept it, challenge it. If we scale to 100K concurrent users, where does this architecture break? This is the senior dev test. Can the AI help you build a system that doesn't collapse under its own weight? If you're still using AI to save 5 minutes of typing, you're missing the forest for the trees. The goal isn't to write code faster. The goal is to design systems better. Now, if you want to actually apply this architectural approach, you need a tool that sees the whole picture. Most people use GitHub Copilot or Tabnine as fancy autocomplete. That's the snippet trap. But if you move to something like Cursor AI, you aren't just asking for a function. You're asking it to analyze your entire folder structure to identify a systemic bottleneck. That is where the real ROI lies. Less time debugging, snippet glue, and more time designing scalable systems. I've put links to Cursor, Copilot, and Tabnine in the description below. Stop coding in silos. Start architecting with AI. Grab the tools, test this architectural workflow, and let me know in the comments. Is AI actually helping you design or just helping you type faster?